Sharp, one of our favorite TV brands, is back, and I had an exclusive look at their entire 2024 lineup at CES. Up next.
I've seen things people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for watching. Sharp is back. Actually, they were back last year, and I was one of the only channels to cover their amazing XLED. It was their first entry back in many years into the high-end TV space. We're very happy to have them back. I shot that video. I shot two videos actually last year at Value Electronics. Now, as far as exclusive, I did have an exclusive, meaning what I did was basically ambush Peter from Sharp. As I recognized him from the Value Electronics shootout, I basically ambushed him and got myself access to the 2024 lineup. So I name dropped Robert Zahn to Peter from Sharp, who is a longtime executive there. Him and Robert have known each other for years. I recognize him. I'm so glad that I did, as I loved shooting last year's XLED. What an amazing first effort from Sharp, who's been missing from the high-end TV space for so long with their shop AQUOS, which we all love so much. The XLED, again, two videos on that. I'll put those in the description. But I'm so glad that I got over to him, introduced myself, and again, name dropped, got myself in. The 2024 lineup looks amazing. I saw the XLED for 2024 and the new OLED. We missed the OLEDs last year, even though they were available. We did not get a chance to see them. You're going to see them in this video. Now, Peter from Sharp is talking in this video. Unfortunately, the audio is terrible. Shooting at CES is such a challenge. There's so much music playing. I didn't have them mic'd up because I simply just ambushed them. So without further ado, let's check out Sharp. Special thank you to Peter of Sharp. Thank you guys so much for watching. All right, guys, here we are looking at the Sharp AQUOS OLED, 65 inches, comes in two sizes, 55 and 65. I believe it's a WRGB OLED, though Sharp does have a QD OLED variant. Last year, we were supposed to get our hands on the AQUOS right after I reviewed the Sharp XLED, Mini LED. Now again, as I mentioned, I ambushed Peter. This was not a meeting, so the footage is limited. And even when Peter speaks, I had to remove the audio simply because there was so much music playing in the room next to us. Even if I had a mic, I probably wouldn't have been able to use the footage where we were located. Sharp had its own booth, so I planned on returning there to shoot these TVs again, but these TVs were not there. You'll see at CES a lot of times the TVs are kept separate, so I'm so fortunate to be able to get Peter's time and have him walk me through the lineup. Really wanted to see Sharp's OLED. It is beautiful. Now in the TV world, Sharp is legendary. The Sharp Elite LED was the last LED to win the Value Electronics shootout. Everything else has been plasma, and OLED, actually it's the only LED ever to win. So having Sharp back with the AQUOS lineup and the name, it's all about getting that respect of the high-end market back. That is their objective. And we're very happy to have them back. I miss them. Done several videos on their last Sharp AQUOS Quadtron LED from 8 or 9 years ago. I have those on the channel as well. Those TVs were great, very high-end. Then the name was bought and leased and changed, but this is the Sharp you guys know and love. And again, they are back. Now, I'm only looping the footage, as some of the footage I had was not usable. There were too many people walking in and out of the room, which is why you're seeing it kind of cut up this way. But I want to be able to show you as much as I possibly can of it. I'm not sure this is the full lineup. You guys also saw the prototype. I don't want to show the prototype as I only want to show things that are actually going to be available for purchase. This is their LED. I can only imagine it's direct or perhaps full array, but it's very thin. 50 inches, 55 inches, 65, and 75. It does have Roku, where the XLED is still Google. It looked very good, even off angle. And then here is the OLED. 55 and 65, no 77. Now, I only had a few minutes with Peter. Again, I got him in and out of a meeting, and I did not want to push my luck, though he was great. Definitely did not want to bother him. But typically at CES, you'll get very little information. You'll get no prices whatsoever. Here's the XLED, 11 speakers, 2,500 zones, subwoofer, 85 watts of power. The local dimming on the XLED was awesome last year. It didn't perform as well in the shootout, but considering what I saw from the one in the store, that one might have been defective. Not sure. They don't cherry pick the panels for the shootout. You can see right there the local dimming is very good, even off angle. So I was pleased with the XLED. I actually put it against a flagship Samsung, and it did very well. Very accurate, very natural. Filmmaker's intent, also one of their objectives. Now the camera's a little overexposed here, which is why you see the fuzziness. I'm having to zoom in. But the blacks were tremendous, very bright, very natural image on the XLED. I'll adjust the camera in a second. There you go. I love the build quality of it. The bezel from the front was minimalist, but the back is beefy. The stand is beefy, but the sound was incredible. Probably the best sounding TV last year. With a sound bar not needed, subwoofer built in. Super impressed with it. And again, I apologize. I wish I had more footage. The goal was to follow up later on. But from what Peter said, he kind of just put this out there for some of the media, which is why you're seeing me loop it like this. The plan was, again, to catch up later, but there just wasn't enough time. CES is so chaotic if you've ever been there. And we had so many appointments that were lined up. I was actually rushing to an appointment when I saw Peter on the phone. And the minute he got off the phone, I just jumped on him and said, hey! So again, I'm glad I did that. Next year, I'll definitely make sure to meet with Peter on his own. But I was assured from both Peter and Robert that we will see these TVs at Value Electronics when they launch. So I'll definitely bring you that footage. Peter also mentioned that the advantage of having Roku also has gaming benefits, whether it's a game bar. We didn't get into that. But it was still great to see them there. I want to make sure I covered our favorite manufacturers, and Sharp was definitely one I didn't want to miss. And as I mentioned, going to the booth of CES and many of the manufacturers, you'll see everything but their TVs. So when I circled back to Sharp's booth, the TV was not there. So I was very fortunate to be able to get this footage and kind of scrape it together. So again, I'll have more for you when they launch. Any information you need, hit up Robert Zone at Value Electronics. I'll put that Robert's information in the description. Hit him up. He has all the information on last year's models, and he may know release dates. Now, where are you guys with Sharp? Many of you that are enthusiasts remember them fondly. You remember the Sharp Elite LED, the Quatron. They were the first massive LED screens that we saw, and then they faded out, and then now they're back. Have Peter walk us through one more time. I make these videos a little bit longer as we do these as premieres, and those of you watching these premieres, love you guys. I'd rather have the footage repeat or at least loop and have a different angle so you guys can see it again versus give you a 5 or 6 minute video. Just not my style. This video is actually short for my type of video. But again, so excited to have Sharp back. Cannot wait to see what they bring in terms of gaming, overall picture quality. Again, I think a lot of you guys will like their signature of accuracy, shadow detail with the LEDs, and I can't wait to see their settings for their OLED lineup. Please, in the description, or I should say in the comments, leave a memory you have of Sharp or what you think about their lineup, and are you considering purchasing them? Last year's XLED was a very limited release. Some of you guys bought that, and if you're watching this and you bought the XLED, please let me know what you think of it. My humble opinion, its performance in the shootout was not the same TV that I had reviewed. That happens again, they're not cherry-picked models. But the more competitors, the better for us. Not just to cover these TVs, but to give you guys as many choices as possible. All right, guys, I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Love you guys. Take care.
I belong to nobody! There can be only one.